we find out how much space is occupied by that object. In other words, how much is needed to fill that object. To help find the volume of this square pyramid, we're going to compare it to a cube with similar dimensions. Both have a base of 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters. Let's start by finding the volume of our cube. Volume of a cube is side cubed, which means we're going to do 8 cubed. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 times 8 is 512. So the volume of our cube is 512 cubic centimeters. From our pyramid being nested inside our prism, we can see that our pyramid is only going to be a fraction of that volume. We're going to use the volume of our pyramid to compare to the cube to see if we can find out what it is. Our square pyramid is filled with puffballs. We're going to see how many times we can pour our pyramid into our prism before it's filled up so we can compare its volume. When we take our first pyramid and fill it into the prism, we can see that it fills part of it, but not all the way. So that means we're going to need at least a second pyramid. Here we have a second filled pyramid to transfer into our cube. When we transfer the volume of our pyramid into our cube a second time, we can see that it fills most of the way, but there's still some space left. So let's try a third pyramid to see how much is going to fit. We can now take our third pyramid and transfer it to our cube to see how the volumes fit. And when we do, with having to get our puffballs all in their spots, we can see that 3 pyramids pretty much fill that cube. Since it took 3 square pyramids to fill our cube, that tells us the volume of the cube is 3 times greater than that of the pyramid. We can put it in an equation to tell us volume of the cube equals 3 times volume of the pyramid. But we're looking for the volume of the pyramid. We already know how to find the volume of the cube. So we're going to take the reciprocal of that. The volume of the pyramid is 1/3 the volume of the cube. We know how to find volume of the cube, so we can change that part of the equation to say side cubed. So volume of a square pyramid is 1/3 side cubed. Now that's very specific for a square pyramid and a cube. We can take that relationship and generalize it out though to any pyramid and prism with corresponding dimensions, meaning they have the same area of the base and the same height. The volume of the pyramid is going to be 1/3 the volume of the corresponding prism. Since we know how to find volume of the prism, we can go ahead and substitute that in. That means volume of a pyramid is going to be 1/3 big BH, 1/3 area of the base times the height. Let's use our equation to find the volume of these pyramids. We know volume is 1/3 the volume of the corresponding prism. So 1/3 times area of the base times the height. Well, in this pentagonal pyramid, they tell us the area of the base is 21 square inches and the height is 10 inches. So we simply need to plug that into our equation. So we have 1/3 times 21 times 10. Multiplication is commutative, so we can multiply in any order. So we're going to work from left to right. First off, multiplying 1/3 times 21. 1/3 of 21 is 7, so that leaves us with 7 times 10. 7 times 10 is 70. This is labeled in inches, so our volume is labeled in 70 cubic inches. Here in our rectangular pyramid, they don't tell us the area of the base, but they do tell us our dimensions of 6 by 2. So that means we need to find area of the base. So more specifically, our equation is going to be 1/3 length times width for area of the base multiplied by the height of the pyramid. Now we can substitute those values in. 1/3 times a length of 6 times a width of 2 times a height of 12 for the entire prism. Since multiplication is commutative, we can go in any order. This time we're going to start with finding the area of the base. So 1/3 times 12 times 12. We're going to continue on with finding the entire prism that this will be corresponding to by doing that 12 by 12. So that gives us 1/3 times 144. So that means the volume of this pyramid is going to be 48, and since this is labeled in inches, cubic inches.